Hey, what's up, guys? Twintuitive717. I'm back with another reading. We're going to dive into this message around the Divine Masculine Collective, okay? Because I am getting that it is very difficult to get you out of their minds, especially at a time where they might feel like they need to. They need to move on or they need to move forward. Look at that. We have contracts, career commitments. The energy that I'm getting is like a lot of your Divine Masculines have chosen some path that they're on. And now that it's time to, like, I'm getting bargain. What do you say? Now that it's time to withhold their end of the bargain. That's the phrase I'm getting. They're wanting to like back out. Okay? And as I say this, I look at there's a brand of like granola treats here called Made Good. And if you guys kind of Google it quickly, if you see made good and the way good is spelt, I see two circles kind of like intertwined with each other like that. So like that's that like symbol that I'm getting where it's like they've entered into some kind of a contract and they're like really feeling like now they want to drag their feet on it, because I'm hearing that the twin flame journey can be unpredictable. That's what I'm feeling is happening for your Divine Masculines, okay? This love comes in waves, and because this love comes in waves, they're at that phase of the journey where they should be moving forward with something else that they've chosen, but they can't because they feel your energy, Divine Feminine. We have the Union card. We also have alchemy as well, spirit guides. Many of your Divine Masculines are really trying to alchemize this very like sad feeling of being away from you at this time. Like it's so difficult to get you off their mind. They're wondering what you're doing. They feel really connected to you. Many of them also, I'm getting the feeling of like, what have I done? Or it feels really uncomfortable with the life that I'm living or the life that I've chosen for myself. Something about it feels really uncomfortable for them. It's like this roller coaster ride of feeling excited one moment and then another feeling of doom. Okay? These epiphanies, these breakthroughs could be, I feel like, glimpses of like how your love feels good and what it represents for them, Divine Feminine. Like many of them might catch themselves in fantasy about what it would be like to be honest, what it would be like to experience this love with you, what it would be like to have a life with you. But then I feel like the minute they start going down that road, there's this feeling of doom, okay? So I feel like for a lot of them, it is, what have I done? What is this like contract that I've chosen in place of where it is I really want to be? Okay, remember once upon a time when it's like the twin flame journey for the Divine Masculine seemed like, oh God, there's no way. Like the karmic situations seemed so easy to choose because it was just easier to go along that path. It seemed safer, right? Because the Divine Feminine at the time seemed weird, unorthodox, kind of crazy, like into this whole spiritual thing that maybe would have challenged, some of their beliefs. But now I'm seeing like, it's like, oh gosh, they're longing for the safety that you offer, Divine Feminine. It could be something about your comfort as well. They feel like so much more comforted when they think about you or your energy. And now the way that they would have viewed you, which was like odd, strange, you make them uncomfortable with this whole like, spiritual journey of yours. You may like be into twin flames. You might read tarot, listen to tarot, whatever the case is. But now it's like there's a familiarity about that. Maybe they've spent like the last few years watching you dig into your spirituality, maybe pay attention to some of your social media feeds. A lot of the things that you were experiencing, I feel like they're now starting to experience. So don't be surprised if many of them are scrolling way down your social media feed because they're looking for hints and for clues as to why it is they can't get you off of their mind. Information that they once laughed at or looked at as strange or weird or wanted it off their feed completely. Like I'm seeing a Divine Masculine who would like be curious about you, and then they would like go on their Instagram or something and then like search for twin flames, and then it's like 2 weeks later that stuff would come up on their feed and they'd be like, yo, screw this, and they'd block these accounts and stuff like that because they just wanted nothing to do with it. Now it's like a complete different shift in the energy. Now they can't get you off their mind. Now all your weirdness is their weirdness. All of your weirdness feels like home. Okay, they want to be there weird with you, having weird conversations with you, deep conversations with you. Right now, those karmic situations that they ran to that felt safe once upon a time now feel so mundane. They feel so out of alignment. There's no depth, there's no passion, there's no love, there's no exchange of tenderness, affection. Many of them realize that they were clinging to their comfort zone now by going back to a lot of these things that, again, they're feeling stagnancy, like avoidance, stalemate energy around. And it sucks because it's like all they want is this union energy with you. And it's like, gosh, I can't think about the divine feminine right now. Like I already made my choice, you know? I already made my choice to stay. But then why can't they get you off their mind? Many of them know now that the reason they're dragging their feet is because they really don't want to walk this path. But then I feel like the universe is like, well, what are you going to do about it then? Right? Let's cut the revealing the truth oracle deck in half in regards to that message. What are you going to do about it then? Okay, so we have uninvited guest. Interesting. So it says surprise, accident, big change, moment of decision. So I feel like someone is in your masculine space. This uninvited guest could be someone's entered into their life who they just kind of feel stuck with. They may be learning lessons around like how to fix an accident, you know? Like there's a big change that's coming up or a big change in my life and there's a moment of decision here. And I feel like the big moment of decision is whether or not they're gonna walk this path and drag their feet and be miserable or have this big explosion, this big blow up, but then eventually moving to where it is they want to be. Okay, but they're stuck in their memory right now of you. And it could be something really triggering. Like with this union energy, when union energy comes up, it's usually for the divine masculines, usually they feel union energy and they're thinking about you like a whole lot because they can now see like in real time what your inner work has done. So it's like now it feels like energetically like, damn, she was right about everything, because I feel like they're experiencing the energy of stagnancy. Maybe you guys haven't been in communication for a really long time and they thought that they were going to go off in some kind of contract where they knew intuitively deep down in their bones that it wasn't something that they wanted 100%, or at least the passion wasn't there like it was with you. But the reason they didn't choose you was because, well, it's not what everybody else wants. Somebody's paying the price for choosing what everybody else wanted. That sucks. Sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that, but shit, that really sucks. It's such a hard life lesson to learn, but I feel like it's a necessary one that all of us learn at some point on our journey, and it's your divine masculines up to bat here. Like, I feel like many of them are just like, damn, like, I want union energy. Like, that feels good. If I have that, then everything else is going to fall into place. I feel like somebody's soul is starving for the sensation of true love, like what it means to have like a supportive partner who you love, like heart, like mind, body, soul. That's what they feel with you, but it's like it's just not pleasing to everybody else, and they're getting in this frustrated place of feeling like, well, fuck everybody else, like fuck what everybody else thinks, right? They're tired of wearing this mask. They want to start expressing their truth towards the divine feminine. Let's cut the romance angels in half. What's hidden, divine masculine? Yeah, you're the only one he can trust. You're the only one that he loves. I feel like your divine masculines are old school too. Like they're like, yo, like you know, it's better to like trust somebody than to than to love somebody type of thing. You know, they could be like that. Like trust could be a big thing with them, and that's how they know they love you. And maybe that's how they know that they're dragging their feet in this other situation, whatever it is, because it feels like it's heavily dragging them further and further away from you. And again, that situation once upon a time felt like the safe option, but it doesn't feel safe anymore, guys. It feels really unstable. Like it feels like you're living a lie, like especially with truth and expression. Like it's a really eerie feeling to have to feel like you have to pretend to do something, you know, just to please everybody else. That's going to make you feel like your back is up against the wall sooner or later. You know, I feel like many of your divine masculines could be struggling with the illusions right now. What am I doing here? what am I really doing? Living an illusion, and this is what has them in this confused energy. And that's why it feels difficult to get you off their mind, because they know that they're not doing something they're sure of. Because if they were, you wouldn't be on their mind. You're their wish fulfillment. You're doing something in your own life as well, Divine Feminine, that's making you really, oh, look at that, release your ex. You're doing something that's making you very like magnetic right now, and I think it has a lot to do with freedom. Like surrender, purge, release. I feel like you've released attachments to people, places, things that no longer serve you, and your Queen of Swords energy really mastered that lesson. And now a lot of your Divine Masculines, you know, they're on that path. And, you know, don't get me wrong, guys, like a lot of these Divine Masculines, like the reason this is so hard to bear is because like a lot of them have like big hearts, you know, like they've been kind of trained or taught to bear a lot more burden than necessary. And so I do feel like kind of dragging their feet in some of these situations, it's really set them up for failure. Because what I think is, okay, because we have self-love creation here. What I think is happening for many of your Divine Masculines is like these karmic situations are meant to teach them. And the reason you're coming into these karmic situations at this point in time, Divine Feminine, or the reason many of you have attracted situations with karmic stuff, or, you know, your masculine will interact with you and then they kind of go back to these karmic situations and they fall apart, or vice versa. It's because it's there to really like teach you, right, and demonstrate to you what like true connection feels and should feel like between two people. So a big realization for a lot of your Divine Masculines was watching you, perhaps Divine Feminine, like choose the self-love path, release whatever was blocking your energy from blossoming. And I feel like a lot of them are like, holy shit, she's got some big ass balls, you know. At times they have no idea where this resilience and strength comes from within you to be able to take some of the steps that you've taken on the path, but they are there. They are there, and they've got to do it with this feeling as well of like, maybe you're not going to be on the other side waiting. And that's the path too that I think that many people are like on their path right now. They're coming to that epiphany. You know, if you're going to do something like release your ex or release the person that you're with to make them your ex, like a lot of you are realizing like you've got to do that shit for yourself. Not because you're doing it to be with your twin flame, whatever the case is. A lot of you will run into problems like that. Right? Union energy naturally comes when you make decisions on your journey for the sake of self-love, right? You can make whatever decision on your journey and it can seem chaotic. You know, many people will judge you. Oh, I can't believe like you would destroy your family, or I can't believe that you would file for divorce, or I can't believe that you would give up that stability. When many of you, it doesn't matter how people judge it, when many of you make a decision out of authenticity, listen, I have to do this and it's not going to be pleasing to everybody, but I know in my heart of hearts I can't continue because I know it's not right. I know me. So when you choose to make that decision and you choose for everybody to, you know, point their fingers at you, many of you have been ostracized and exiled because you've made certain decisions because of your twin flame journey, because you knew it wasn't for society's, you know, liking. Like you knew that people were going to be like, oh my God, did you hear what happened with so-and-so? I cannot believe she, did you hear what he, oh my, home wreck. A lot of you have been through A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, X, Y, Z on the journey in terms of judgment and how your dynamics are. But I guarantee you, half these people that are pointing their finger, they don't even realize that they have 3 more pointing back at them. You know, when they're pointing at you like this, they have 3 more pointing right back at them, right? It's because, you know, they haven't been faced with a lot of these, you know, I want to say highly intentional soul lessons like you. So it's so very, very easy for them to just spit out judgment towards you, right? But many of them, they won't ever walk the walk. They would rather stay miserable. They would rather please society's expectations. They would rather just stay stagnant. They would stay stagnant and then just sit there on the bed wishing and hoping and praying Andrew. And meanwhile, the true divine feminine, you go out there, baby, and you charge, and you take care of shit and you ask questions later, right? You might burn down the house, but you already have another one built ready to move into. And that's why many of you have your divine masculines now really dragging their feet on some kind of contract, because they saw you fight the good fight, and now they don't know if they can make a move that's going to bring about like a fakeness about them, because it's like you didn't choose to be fake on your path. So now they feel just a little bit judged, okay? It's really, really, really difficult for them to get you off their mind because of this particular reason tonight. All right, so I don't know who this message was for, but I hope you guys found it helpful or insightful in some way. If you guys want to reach out to me for a private session, one-on-one, do check out some of the links I have in my bio. You can reach me at hipsy.com. You can literally pick up the phone and call me. I would love to work with you guys one-on-one. And join the channel, guys. I do have a membership section where I do have an 18+ sensual little library for you to enjoy if you know that your connection is heating up, okay? I've been really enjoying seeing that community grow. All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much for all of your comments and your likes and your beautiful messages to Mega. I will catch you guys in the next one. Okay. Have a good night, guys. Bye.